we host around 20,000 events a year, and we usually see somewhere in the neighborhood of about 1.5 million visitors through our facility each year. So having products in place that are easy for us to set up, move around, readjust, and really try to accommodate the multiple needs of different clients was something that we were really interested in. That relationship's always been really positive. The furniture that is produced is high quality and survives a lot of, we'll call it tough love from our clients, but most importantly from our staff that are, need to lug stuff around and, tend not to be the gentlest. So it's important for something that kind of stands the test of time and doesn't break. We made a purchase of replacing all of our ballroom chairs, which is about 1,000 chairs. So it was something that we really wanted to make sure that if we're going to invest that kind of money into a purchase, we wanted to kind of have trust that we were going to buy something that would last and something honestly we would trust. We ordered the same chair for our downtown campus, and that facility as a smaller order. So we knew already that we liked the design of it and that it would function well. So we just updated the fabric choice for our ballroom, and a month or so later, 1,000 chairs showed up on our loading docks. The Encore HD chair we actually did a lot of research, as I'm sure a lot of folks probably end up doing if, you want to buy $80,000 worth of chairs. So we really wanted to look through, we looked at lots of different vendors, even though we know we previously have used MityLite. But we were trying to kind of see if there's anything out there that was going to kind of meet our needs. And we found that the MityLite chair, there's a couple of things that really sold us for it. For one of the big reasons was it is a high density stacking chair. So, like most unions, we don't have an infinite amount of storage space, and 1,000 chairs would take up a crazy amount of space if they can't stack very high or very well. So that was a big selling point for us, is that they can stack pretty condensed and to a good stack. I think they can go to 12 or even 14. We actually only need to stack them to 10. But there was a lot of chairs that you would stack them to 10 that are out there on the market that are just way too tall, that it's not safe. And so for us, that was a really good, size of stack. And then I think the other piece too is the construction itself is really important. So one of the things we needed was the ability for the chairs to interlock with each other. And so that was an option that was built into these chairs, which is really nice. And the way that it's built in is really seamless. We've had previous chairs where the locking mechanisms from chair to chair actually slide in and slide out. And those just tend to be a gigantic pain when you're doing hundreds of them. So this is something that they can easily lock into each other without any issue. And then obviously the top itself, so it's designed to have, I think it's like a 2-inch gap at the top of the chair. Which was something that we liked because it looked stylish, but it was also really practical in that it was an easy place for our staff to pick up the chair. It creates a handle that doesn't look overtly like a handle, kind of the old style chair with a rounded back has kind of a half moon open, which just looks like a handle. So this, looks like it's intentionally designed. Beyond that, it's also lighter than a lot of chairs. It's actually a pretty easy chair to lug around. So those chairs we actually use in lots of different spaces. We kind of use those in our more, we call them medium-sized meeting rooms, where the room isn't gigantic. So we wanted a chair that's really compact, that really allows for us to fit as many of them as we can per fire code as we possibly are able to. And then we also were looking for a way to store them. And, those are such a dense stacking chair that it really takes up such little amount of storage space for us. We do use those quite a bit, actually. We similarly put those out for a lot of times in lobby areas for quick set events. A lot of times clients for those types of events, don't come with linens because it's, they're mostly student organizations or something that's just setting up a quick tabling or something like that. So it's a way for us to kind of class it up a little bit, because they are visible in our hallways. So we want them to still look nice. We do have about, hundreds of those tables around, probably, honestly, 1,000 tables or more of those. We use them everywhere. They're, that's the kind of, the table that for us is just, it's nice to have. They don't break easily, it's kind of the biggest piece. We're able to stack them pretty high. We can put them all on a table cart and roll it into a space without a lot of struggle. They're not 1,000,000 pounds. We've tried lots of different types of tables, and we do own other types of tables, but those are the ones that we really like the most in terms of just being able to set up quickly, deliver them to a space, without a lot of hassle, and honestly store and move around with relative ease. We literally throw those tables, I think, around onto the carts, because we just, we need to, they're moving quickly and they're trying to, just get things set up. And, those are the tables that can take a pretty good beating and be okay. So we definitely have gotten good mileage out of those tables for sure. We're definitely on a first name basis, I think, at this point. So he's been really good with working with us and, trying to, I think really, we're good at changing our minds and going back and forth and hemming and hawing as we've tried to make decisions over the years. And he's always been really patient with us and trying to provide as much information as possible and ultimately try to, I think, be as transparent as possible if, things are going to cost more, cost less, based off of decisions we're making. I think you kind of want to know what you want. I think you have to really look at some options that are available for chairs and be thinking about what is really going to be the most important elements for your space, your employees that have to set them up. One of the things that I'm really happy that we did is we asked, a lot of our staff, what if they were to buy a new chair, for the ballroom, what would it be? What would it be like? What are the things that annoy you about our current chairs? We did actually learn a lot of helpful things. So in terms of setups, in terms of, what different modalities it might be put into, but also, those who are actually going to be lugging these things around, and what's important to them. And for us, that gave us kind of a shopping list of things that we were really looking for. They wanted something that was going to be light. They wanted something that was easy to pick up with a pretty big handle. Obviously, there's a reason why I think MityLite is kind of the standard bearer for event furniture for student unions and for hotels, and we appreciate the product because it works and it does what it's supposed to do, and it can, like I said before, it takes a beating. So no matter what it is, it holds up really well to just a lot of abuse. We've always been happy with y'all and with MityLite, and hopefully, we'll keep finding those products with you. That's something we like to continue. So I'm sure we will.